I'm blue and I'm a needle. Okay, sorry.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Downright Random. I am Mike. This is Janine.
Hey,
and we are your podcast couple of the year for
self-nominated and awarded.
Yep. I have already accepted the award.
So did I.
I have already put it on our wall, and we are now officially your podcast couple of the year.
Yep.
There's no one else.
No one
Don't
else.
even try to compare us.
No.
Because there's no comparison.
Nope.
This is the best ever.
Ever.
So anyways, guys, so we hope you've been enjoying listening and watching our podcasts. We've been enjoying doing them. So hopefully you can definitely help us out by giving us a thumbs up, share us, and leave a comment below, and get us out there more. That's what we hope all of the community will help us with. Because we definitely want to share our conversations with more people.
Yes.
We feel that our conversations are very important and could save the world. And if you don't listen, the world will go to pot. And that's why we've tried to start this, because it's already kind of gotten that way. And so we're trying to fix it. We're trying to change the world and fix the world. And the only way we can do that is for our voices to get out there.
Wow. That's putting a lot of pressure on us.
No. That's not putting a lot of pressure. It's just reality.
Okay.
Sometimes reality is hard to take.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So, did you have anything you wanted to talk about today?
Not really. I'm kind of drawing a blank, and which is really weird. How do you draw a blank when you have a podcast just to talk about any and everything? But I don't know. Is there anything that you kind of?
I mean, on our walk this morning, we were talking a little bit about like childhood homes and things like that. I mean, we've mentioned
things like
that brought up before. But the funny thing we were talking about is like in movies. Everyone goes back to their childhood home and then knocks on the door and is like, "Hey, I used to live here. Can I go see my old bedroom?" Yeah. Like, why does everyone say yes? Why does everyone have to like make it seem like they're so important that they have to come back?
And the reason why we were bringing that topic up was because we saw there's the house that is in our neighborhood and it's getting repaired or whatever. I guess they're like gutting it out, renovating it. Yeah. And so there was a cat outside of the house, and you said the cat was. I'm laughing.
He was going to the house and be like,
"I used to live here.
Can I
come to my own room?" And so, in that scenario, though, can you imagine if like you move someplace and like an animal, like it used to be like the former owner's like animal, and they like left it, or if they passed on or something like that, and then the animal kept like coming to the house, would you keep it?
Keep the animal?
Yeah.
If it's a cat, probably not.
Why?
Because cats can be evil. How many movies have you seen where the cat is evil?
Yeah.
There's been very few where the dogs are evil. Most of the time it's the cat that's evil.
True, and they have like a lot of like all of a sudden like I guess like Poltergeist. Was it the new Poltergeist? No, I'm sorry. No, it was Pet Sematary, yeah. And then the cat is like sitting on the edge of the kid's bed, and it's like, and they look all mangy and everything.
Died.
Yeah, but
it was brought back to life.
So you don't think you would just like let it live there, even if it like stayed outside? It didn't have to come inside, but
if it can do whatever it wants outside.
It starts rubbing on your leg every time you go outside. Like, come on, let me in.
As long as it doesn't attack my leg, but outside.
Yeah, but. Anyways, going back to like the movies, like they always go back and they feel like they're gonna like get some like closure or something. Yeah. And we were saying that we were like, would you ever do that? Would you ever go back to like your childhood home, knock on the door and be like, I used to live here? And I mean, now people definitely aren't gonna let you in because you probably have to get your temperature checked and put hand sanitizer on, a mask. But it's like would you I don't think I would want to do that.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't think I care to see how.
Like you said, you'd probably like drive past
the house and see the house looks like
we have driven past like our homes. Like we've done it when we went up to New York.
Yeah,
and we've done it when we were driving around like the multiple homes.
Yeah,
that we've been. I mean, I haven't seen where you stayed at in Georgia.
Oh goodness, I don't even know if we'd be able to do that because it was on base.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but But yeah, I don't know. I think just seeing it from the outside would be enough for me, because like you have memories of it, like you played in the front yard, or like if it was painted a certain color, or if your window was like whatever. But yeah, as far as like actually wanting to go into the room and like, oh wow, so where'd you get this? IKEA?
But sometimes it's very depressing though, because like one of the homes we drove past, we had a beautiful magnolia tree in front of the house when we were younger, and they just like butchered that tree when we drove past it. Like they I don't understand. It was a magnolia.
Which one was it? Was that the?
That was the yellow house.
That was the yellow house. Okay, yeah.
And they like completely just trimmed all the limbs all the way, almost like it was crazy. It looked so bad.
Yeah.
And it was such a full, beautiful magnolia, bloomed everything, and they just completely just tore it apart.
Yeah.
And then the other home that we went to, we had a pond. And they just filled it in with concrete. Yeah. Like, I understand
some people don't want
to deal with that kind of stuff, and they don't want fish. They don't want to deal with a pond or whatever. But it's one of those things, it's like you have memories of those things, and you're like, wait, where's it at? Yeah. And that's kind of like...
And then imagine if you just went and the house was gone. That'd be even... Like, that hasn't happened to us, but imagine that. Like, you go and it's just like, wait, this is where it was. And it's gone. So I think that would be more like... I mean, if it's unkept and you're just like, oh man, I remember it looking like this, but if all of a sudden you just realize that they just like demolished it, and all of a sudden it's like a apartment complex or something like that. Sorry, I'm going for the mic, but I think that would be even.
You don't have to apologize.
Okay,
every
sorry.
Time you want to, just keep going.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where I just don't feel like it would do anything for me to like sit in the room and be like, wow, I sat here, I listened to a No Doubt album, and over there I used to eat zebra cakes. It's like, what are you really needing to like reminisce about? Like, I don't know. It happened. People, let it go.
I guess some people, they want to reminisce a lot more than other people. I don't know. Yeah.
And then you go in the house and the person's just like, they don't want to let you out.
Like, but it's one of those things also, like in movies. Like, so people do that intentionally to try and like reminisce. Yeah. But then in movies, you also have the people who are drawn back there by some spirit or something like that. And it's like, if it was that crazy, why are you going back?
Why are you going back? Yeah.
Like, and they always hesitate. They always pull up to the house and they're like, do I go in? All right. And then they just walk in and I'm like, no. Yeah. Just stop.
Leave it alone. Yeah.
Don't do it. You ain't going to make out of this alive.
So there's always like certain formulas that movies have. And sometimes like after a while you kind of get like you can predict what's going to happen. Like we started watching that movie yesterday. I don't remember the name of it. The Getaway. It was with Aaron Paul. We figured out the movie within the first like 10 minutes. Yeah. And then after that, it just dragged. It just drug on and drug on. And it was just
a long movie. It was like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
We didn't even get that far.
We didn't even finish it.
We got like 30 minutes in maybe.
We were like, okay, we get the story. Like, when's the action going to happen? Like, what's the suspense? Like, what is going on? Like, it just really was like, it was annoying after a while. Yeah. So it's like sometimes when movies go with that, it's like, they give you too many tips. I mean, too many like sometimes you want a movie you can figure it out. Well, okay. And that it takes a while for you to figure it out.
It's like we were talking about the other day too. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but like when movies they give you like a subplot to explain the main plot. Yeah. But why do you need to do that? Because we watched that one that The New Daughter with Kevin Costner. Yeah. And it's like the son, so something was happening with the daughter. Yeah. And then the son had these little ants. Yeah. And the ants were explaining the rest of the movie. Yeah. Without you knowing. But once you saw the ants, like if you knew what ants were doing, you're like, I got the movie. I figured it out. Yeah. I don't need to watch the other hour and a half of this movie.
Because it's like one of those things where it's like, why do they keep going on with this little boy with the ants? And you're like, oh, okay, because you're trying to tell us this is what's going on. And then that just becomes like annoying. So.
And it's like, I feel, I don't know. So all those kind of subplots are trying to inform you because you're not smart enough
to know what's really going on.
To understand what's going on. Yeah. Which is also why there are those YouTube channels that are like the ending explained. Yeah. And every time we watch one of those things, we're like, I think we get caught because we watch a movie, we understand the ending, and then we're like, wait, did the ending, was it not that? Yeah. Was it not that explanation? Like, I think it was fairly simple and then on how to understand what the ending was. And then we watch and be like,
yep, that's what I
already knew. Yeah. And then you're just like, how many people?
But then you look at the comments and people are like, oh, now I get it. And it's like, French class. It's like, it's like, were you paying attention like to the movie? Like, obviously, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I'm trying to think of a movie that really like blew me away like recently.
Maybe that's the issue. Maybe people aren't paying attention.
That could be it too.
Because people's attention spans are like zero nowadays.
So, and there's some movies,
I mean, we hope that people are watching us, but
yeah, I know.
I know sometimes that like people are like 2 seconds in, they're like,
you ever watch a movie with somebody, they turn it on and all of a sudden they walk
do the
away.
Dishes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go feed the cow.
Let me go plant a flower. It's like, wait, you just put a movie on and then you come back, you go,
what's going on?
Yeah. Who's that character?
What happened?
I thought they were kids. Yeah, you missed the whole movie when they grew up. It's like, but maybe that is it, that people just aren't paying attention. Because there are some movies that you have to, like, there's little details that you have to pay attention to.
And those are the movies also I tell you have to pay attention.
Yeah, and then I put my phone down and I pay attention.
Yeah.
And then I still get angry and I'm just like, what in the world is going on with this movie? But yeah. It's that could be it, that people are just missing. And there are some things that you have to watch a movie maybe multiple times to catch things. Like, I know we bring this movie up a lot, but like Baby Driver, like, it's not like an intense movie.
Brought it up at all.
Really? Okay. Yeah. But there are little things in the movie that, like, there's like little things in the background that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so you have to pay attention to like a lot of the different
Baby
things.
Driver is an excellent movie.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh yeah, but like it's very good. And the reason why it's good is because the music goes with the movie like excellently. Yeah. Because it was
regardless of how you feel about some of the people in the cast, but it's like,
it was a good I mean, but we feel that with a lot of some. I mean, celebrities. I am not obsessed with celebrities.
You know, let's talk about that.
There are a lot of people who are.
Yeah.
And there are some celebrities we don't like, but I still will watch a movie because I like the premise and I want to just watch it and be entertained, because that's their job. Yeah. Their job is to entertain us, not to be politicians. So I want them to make a good movie, make a good song, and then just let it be. Be quiet. Just do that. Read your lines.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, act your act. Because I don't think I could be an actor. Like, I don't think I
feel like
I don't have the range.
Yeah, it's a talent. So yeah.
My range is asshole right here, and then I can't get out of that. Like, that's where I am. So every movie I would be in, I would just be the asshole.
Yeah, which there are some actors that are like that. We were talking about not to be mean, but like Jennifer Carpenter, like she was in this other movie we were watching last night. I don't remember what it was called.
Battle in Seattle.
Yeah, Battle in Seattle, and it was pretty much like she was playing Deb in Dexter. Like, it was.
Oh, but she whines.
She whines a lot.
That's her character in like almost every movie.
And I think the only movie that she was kind of different was, like I was saying, the one when she was the Emily Rose one. That was like her first movie or whatever when she was possessed. But after that, it was pretty much the same role. But as far as
she's got that bad cry face.
Yeah, it's like
ugly cry face.
It's like really. It's like she's kind of odd looking to begin with. Like, you know, I'm not sound mean, but
she looks like her. Like, she looks. Like her. Like, she looks unique enough that you can know who she is.
But you know who else has an ugly cry face? Who else has an ugly cry face? And we actually had to stop watching the show because she was crying in like every episode. It was like a government kind of show.
A government show?
Claire.
Oh, Claire Danes off of I can't even remember the name of that show. But
golly, I can't remember what it was called either. But oh my God, it was like every episode she was crying and she had that ugly cry face.
The one with Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's like in my head, I can see the word, but I can't think of what it was.
It was a good show.
It was a good show at the beginning, but and then they went too crazy with her character and all this other stuff. And it was like some of the things that happened. It was like if it was real life, she would have been like fired for like mentally unstable, like, you know, whatever. God, what was the name of that show? That you hate when you can't remember something. But it's like people are like, just freaking Google it. It's like, I want to use my brain.
See, that's one of the things that we try to do also is like when we think of a movie or a song, like we're like, man, what was that movie, or who was that actor that was in it, and then we'll sit there and think, because neither one of us want to pull our phones out and try to remember, because like we want to try and remember.
God, I can see
and I think that's where like a lot of like things today are also like messed up, because like everyone is so dependent on technology and their phones and Google and Bing and I know who use Bing anymore, but like those kind of things, like everyone has to search for something because they can't remember everything. But
it's gonna come to me. Oh yeah. Even if it doesn't come to me during this podcast, it will come to me.
We will stop the record button. We will start walking out the door, and then you'll just
I'll just blurt it out. I'm like, that's what it was.
Homeland.
See, there you go. High five. There we go. See, I saw like the bold, like I was channeling it to you. I was like, I can see it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So you say it. Homeland. There you go. That's what it was. I'm so proud of you.
The funny thing is I was trying to remember the other guy's name, the Damian Lewis guy. Oh, and while I was trying to think of his name, that's when like it popped up in my head, and I see his face, and I saw the thing.
The bold, they're both on. Okay, but
so that's how I remember it, because I like Damian Lewis. He's an interesting person.
Yeah.
But the show I liked of him was that show Life. It was like on ABC. It was like years ago. I really enjoyed that show, and I was so upset when they didn't make more of that, because I thought it was going to be a good show.
Was that during the strike, the writer's strike?
Oh, that I have no idea.
Okay, because I know a lot of shows.
I don't pay attention to stuff like that.
Once again, going back to what you were saying, you're not obsessed with celebrity stuff. So
I only have like really 2 celebrities that I would like to meet.
Mm-hmm.
One is Johnny Depp, even though I know he's kind of like lost it lately, but.
Like, oh, well, what's your name, Michael? That was my best Johnny Depp. I got nothing.
The funny thing is, you said, "What's your name, Michael?"
Oh my God, I did, because he's so crazy, and he doesn't realize, like, but Johnny, you just said it.
So I would like to meet Johnny Depp.
But I think that would be fun. That could have been a question, though. I could have phrased it as a question, right?
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind meeting him.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool, because I do enjoy his movies. I do enjoy the Pirates of the Caribbean, even though I know he's like turned into Jack.
Yeah.
But like I do enjoy his movies. And then my all-time is who?
Drew Barrymore.
Mm-hmm. She's the only other.
Which she's on the cusp of going Lulu. But she's always been kind of. But I like Drew also. But yeah.
But I own tons of Drew movies.
Yeah.
Like she is like my favorite. Like, I guess, celebrity that I would love to meet. We almost met her. Well, I say met her, but we almost saw her. I'll put that out there.
Yeah.
Because we were in Disney, and she had to be there that day, and we were trying to find her, and it didn't happen.
And I turned on my celebrity sniff dog skills, and I failed. Because I used to be a celebrity stalker. I wasn't really a stalker. I was very involved with all that, because I grew up in New York. We went to like TRL a lot, and Regis and Kelly, and then also David Letterman and all other stuff, and all those other live shows like the Today Show. So we were always kind of like looking for celebrities around, and sometimes you would just walk around and just bump into somebody. Like I think I told you one time, me and my brother were walking around and just bumped into like Ron Howard and just like random people. Like that's just how it was. But yeah, I think that was like our life, just kind of like, not everybody in New York is like that. I'm just saying that's how we were. And I think after I met the Backstreet Boys, it was like, because my whole teen life was, oh my God, I love the Backstreet Boys, I have to meet them. And then finally, I think we talked this, I can't remember, but I finally met them because you won tickets on the radio. And then I was just like, okay. And then for some reason after that, I just didn't really care. Like I stopped kind of watching like a lot of the Access Hollywood, ET things. I didn't really read the magazines that had to do like the celebrity gossip and everything. And I don't know, I guess as you get older, I feel like as you get older, you should kind of more focus on your life, your family, and not be so involved in other people's, you know, lives and everything. And a lot of that stuff is also not even true sometimes. A lot of it is just like what publicists are putting out, or celebrities themselves. If they feel like no one's talking about them, they'll put out a little dirt or something like that. And it's probably not even really and people get so involved in that. And it's just like, you have other stuff going on in your life. You got to pay your bills. You got to take care of your family. So it's interesting to a point, like, you know, entertainment, like going to the movies and all this other stuff. But I think it kind of stops there for me. Like, I really don't care. Like, I know, like, I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but everyone's talking about like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett and all this stuff with their marriage. I really don't care. Like, it's one of those things.
It's their marriage.
Yeah, it's their marriage. And it's also one of those things people are like, well, they're putting the business out there. They're putting the business out there because they want attention. Right now, celebrities are like desperate for attention.
And see, that's one of the things that I liked about Drew. Like, she did have drama in her life as a child, but I don't feel like she was always trying to go after attention and stuff like that, you know? And I think it's one of the things I liked about her. But I mean, I liked her when she was younger, doing a lot of her younger things that probably most people have never, ever seen. Like, I mean, you've seen Mad Love, right?
I think so.
Okay. That one's a good one. Yeah. There's so many other ones that are like when she's young, that whereas some of her dark times, but like, I thought her roles were very good, and I just kind of like, she was my crush, you know, as I guess the celebrity crush kind of thing. But like, she didn't really stand out all the time in like drama all the time, being on the news and all this other stuff. She didn't really do that.
Yeah.
And like some others don't really do that either. And I can respect them for that. But some, they just have to hog the spotlight all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, it comes off very pathetic. It comes off just very like, I don't know, needy. And it's just like, I don't want to have to, because there's some celebrities that they probably have kids, and you don't even really see their kids. And then there's some of them that their kids have to be in the spotlight also. And even going back to Johnny Depp, I think there's only been like a few scandals, like personally with him. Like there was one thing with his first wife, I think. I can't even remember what it was. And then recently with that thing with Amber Heard, with all that drama. But as far as like his personal life, I really don't. He really tries.
I think he stays out as much as he can.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are certain things that are just kind of like, I feel some of it is paparazzi trying to push as much, because I know the whole thing with like his dogs when he went to like Australia or whatever, and they were trying to kill his dogs, or I don't know what the story was, but it's like they paparazzi tries to push this scandal, but people love it. That's why there's all those like the National Enquirer, the Star, now that In Touch. Like I thought In Touch was like a legit magazine, but we were in the grocery store the other day, and I'm like looking at the headlines. It looks just like the National Enquirer. It's like, it's kind of sad, and people buy it. Yeah.
And so when we used to go to TRL and all that stuff, it was like on the beginning end of like, I don't even know if TMZ was out then, but I know that there were some people that would be out there, and they were like paparazzi guys also. Yeah. And it was like younger people like our age also. Some of them were older, and they would be very aggressive. Like we're all out there trying to just get autographs or get a picture with our favorite, whatever. And they were just very aggressive. And it's just like, they try to push a lot so they can get some kind of reaction from, whoever it is that they're taking pictures of. And it's just like, and then it just became to the point where people are just making up stories and making up like, interactions with these people just to try to get like a story or something like that. I don't know. But I don't feel like I need to be so involved in someone else's life. And that even goes for like other family members. Yeah. I'll listen to it for a little bit, and then I don't really care to get involved in your business, because I don't want you in my business. So it's not even, so if I don't even really want to get in family members' business, what makes you think I want to get in like some celebrity that I will probably never meet? They do not know I exist. I don't really care, so it's like, I don't understand why people are so involved. And you'll hear people talk about celebrities like, it's like somebody they know. They go, "Oh my God, did you hear that?" And it's like, "What? What happened?" So-and-so's wife died, or so-and-so is having an affair, or so-and-so got a new puppy, so-and-so got their boobs done. And it's like, I'm sorry, do you know that person? Like, why are you so like...
Or people are very like devastated. Like, it is a sad thing when someone pass away and stuff like that. But like, you can feel sorry for someone, but you don't need to break down crying also.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say, I actually just saw that an actor, I'll tell you off camera because I don't really want to talk about it, but his wife just passed.
I know.
Okay. And I saw somebody's Instagram stories, and they're just like, and people are like, "Oh my God, I'm so heartbroken. Oh my God, gone too soon. Oh my God." Once again, I go to the whole thing. It's something that's going to happen to all of us. It is sad. It's sad for their family. It's sad for their kids. Right. It's sad for them. Don't make it seem like you're part of that tragedy just because you know of them. Yeah. You can send you can be like, "Oh, that's sad," but don't act like, now you have to call out of work. You have to stay in bed all day and eat ice cream. It's like, it's not your life. Like, don't be so involved to the point where it's kind of disrespectful, because you're not feeling the same kind of pain that they're feeling. You can be upset, but you're not feeling the same kind of pain that they are. So that's how I feel about that. But I don't know.
I mean, for me, but I think you've changed though with that though.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I was never really obsessed with celebrities.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the atmosphere I was in. I wasn't like all involved in it. Like, I have met celebrities. It's something that, yes, I met it at the time. It was cool. I've gotten photos. I've shaken hands and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've never been one to like gaga over someone. Like, some people, that's what they'll just like go crazy. They'll pass out, they'll faint. They're people just like us.
I've never passed out or fainted, but I came close to it.
But it's like, some of the people I've met, it's nice to meet you. I enjoy your work. I'm glad you do this, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've met more probably like sports celebrities,
mm-hmm.
which that's kind of weird when you say them as sports celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're sports. I mean, they're just athletes. I mean,
but they're popular ones. I could say the coolest interaction I had with a sports person was Ron Darling.
Yeah.
He was in the Mets. And I met David Wright too, but Ron Darling was really cool. He was a really nice guy. And there was a freaking what do you call the women that try to get with the sports guys? Not bimbo. What do you call them?
I don't know.
I can't think of the word right now. But she was like boobs out, and she was trying to get his attention bad.
Yeah.
And he didn't care.
I mean, I've played ball with Cal Ripken Sr. And like we actually pitched and catched.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a catcher, and I mean he used to do tons of different things.
How nervous
he was a
were
coach.
you?
Not really. I mean, it was at his camp.
Yeah. Everyone deserved to be there then.
It
wasn't like you were like a crappy player and you were.
Oh no, it was Cal Ripken baseball camp.
Okay.
And like all you had to do was just sign up and pay for it and go there, pretty much. But I mean, and he helps teach. I mean, it's not like it's just his name on the camp. I mean, he actually was a coach, and so he actually teaches.
How many athletes still do stuff like that?
I don't know. Not a lot. I mean, they still have the camp. Yeah. I don't know who teaches it now. Yeah. But I know that. I mean, I met Cal Ripken Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And
they all have really scary looking eyes.
They're very like ice blue.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I threw the ball with Cal Ripken Jr. And I met Billy Ripken. I met all three of them.
Yeah.
And they're all great people. Like Cal Ripken Jr. is a great person. Like a lot of people just say it, but like truly, honestly, after meeting him, he is a really nice person. But it's based on his dad. I mean, his dad is a really good person as well, and so he just learned it from his dad. But I mean, I've met a whole bunch of ball players, especially in the minor leagues, that had then went up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we saw like Pete Rose Jr. and Andy Fox and things like that, and a few other people, but and a few football players and things. But I mean, I've never once was I going crazy over them. Because I mean, like I said, they're just people, and even like smaller local celebrities. Like I mean, you met Mike.
Oh yeah.
People would go crazy.
Yeah, and it was kind of odd because it was like
he was one of our local radio DJs.
Yeah, and people were just like, oh my god.
And him and I were friends.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just by happenstance because we just kind of met. Because they always did like tons of things, and I would go to like the radio events just to do things with the radio station and stuff because I enjoyed doing the stuff they did. But I think it was at like a free movie or something I was going to. And we just happened to sit beside each other and just started talking.
Yeah.
And not really, like I think I may have known who he was possibly, but I don't think it was still one of those things that I just was sitting down talking with him. And then we started hanging out and we became friends. Yeah. And that's just what it was. But then like sometimes when we go hang out, people would go crazy over him. Like, and it was still just odd. It's just like, yeah.
It's just him. Yeah.
And then, I mean, some of the other, local radio DJs that we know, like, people would go crazy. But when you just hang out with them,
they're just normal.
They're normal people. Yeah. And they just live their lives every day. And, yeah. So it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you guys, like, leave the comment down below that you've wanted to meet or you met or even sometimes like you meet somebody and you don't go that well. I've met some people like, during all that, live TV show stuff, and some of them were not nice, and then some of them were actually a lot nicer than I thought they would be. So I'm not going to drop names, but it don't really matter. But Usher, Tyrese, who else? There were a couple people
Genuine.
Oh, we can't get into that story. We can't get into that because we could get in trouble for explaining that story. But yeah, I'll have to give that story anonymously. But yeah, there's some people that were nicer than I thought they would be. One person that was really weird, Pauly Shore. Obviously, why wouldn't he be weird?
Yeah.
But yeah, there it's just one of those things. Yeah, after a while, you just realize that that they're people. Yeah.
I think that's part of the thing that, like, not to keep going into it, but I think it's also the weird thing is that people do it over YouTube celebrities now too.
Yeah.
Or YouTube stars or whatever you want to call them.
And don't get us wrong. Like, we've met other people that we watch on YouTube. We've actually met them and everything. Not like we went to like a meet and greet or something like that.
But we just happened upon them.
And it's like, some people, they really they're like, oh my God, my kids look up to you. We watch you every day and they want to be just like you. And it's like, it's one thing to like look up to people, like, cause people do need role models. Like they need role models. They need people that they can look up to. But when it's to the point where like you make it seem like that person can do no wrong and that they're above you and they're above everybody else, that's where it starts to be, because sometimes people that, even if they are just a normal person, then you start feeding into their ego and then they're not the same person anymore. So it's one of those things.
But it happened with us too. Because remember, like, so when we had our shop,
that's right.
we did tutorial videos on some of the equipment that we had.
Yeah.
And which helped us get in, and we went to like expos and stuff, and helped.
We got to travel and do all that
stuff. We got to travel and help some of the companies that did the products we worked with.
Yeah.
Like explain it to potential customers and stuff like that, and explain our experiences with it. Well, some of the tutorial videos and things that we've done, we've had a fair amount of views on those things, and people watch them from all over the world. And we met two guys from somewhere in Africa, right?
Yeah.
And they were so excited to meet us. It was crazy.
It was humbling, but it was a little like...
It was a little humbling, but
but it was like...
But both of us were like...
To know that...
Weird.
Yeah, like all the way, in Africa, somebody's watching our video and being appreciative of it.
Yeah.
It was very, it was very it was interesting. They were really excited to meet us.
They were very excited.
And we were excited to talk to them also, because like their energy, like when we fed off of it also. But yeah, just something like that you'd think that you're just putting it out there, talking about tutorial or something like that, and not knowing how much you're really affecting somebody and helping them. So
well, and that's why we're also doing this. We're hoping that people will hear this and it'll help them. Maybe they'll be willing to talk to their
just
whoever,
anybody,
their friend, their family, their parent, their kids, whatever, and just build a conversation with them, even if it's just as little. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe my dad and I have been conversating more. I think
so.
So, I mean, it's one of those things that maybe this will help other people.
Yeah. Because it's one of those things where there are topics that you don't know if you should bring it up, but then like when we're talking about stuff, it's like, okay, well, if they brought up that topic, maybe that it's fair game to kind of like to talk about it.
I mean, some of the stuff that we talk about, we haven't talked about all the controversial stuff that we normally talk about like in our day-to-day on here yet. Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that some of the stuff is very controversial, and you are very strong on your views and very strong on mine, but it's like it helps so much to talk about it and then just know where someone stands.
Oh yeah.
And I think that helps so much also with just some of the the conversations.
And here's the thing, because I was saying something earlier about this one girl that I follow actually on Instagram, and I actually went to one of her YouTube events. It was like a social media building kind of thing, workshop or whatever, and she is conservative and she's black. And so a lot of like times when she talks about certain things, like if she talks about marriage and she talks about hair stuff or fashion, it's okay. The second she talks about conservative stuff, everyone gets so uncomfortable, and it's just like all her viewers are like, or her subscribers are like, wait, why are you talking like that? Do you really feel that way, or are you just trying to get people to get riled up? And it's just like, I think that's another thing. It's like, if you want to have a conversation with somebody, just be prepared. They may not have the same views as you,
right?
But you can still have a conversation with them.
But see, the funny thing is that because she's black, they automatically assume that she can't be conservative.
Yeah.
Despite that she's a human and has opinions and views all of her own, despite her skin color.
Yeah. And it's just like, at the end of the day, if you're conservative and those are your views, you're going to be conservative in another 4 years. So just keep that in mind. So it's not because of a certain person that you're conservative.
Right.
Those are your views. So it doesn't matter who is in office and who's not in office. Those are your views. And if you're liberal, then that's it. You're probably going to be liberal, and unless you change your mind about something. But I think that's also the misconception. It's just like that those views kind of correlate with who's in office or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where if those are your views, that's it. But have a conversation with people. Don't be so quick to just be like, I don't want to interact with you. I don't want to talk to you, because you may learn something about yourself or about somebody else. And,
Absolutely.
you know, you just want to have an open mind about things. And conversation is just, that's always healthy. You never know. Like, I've learned so many things about people and also about myself, because when you start talking to somebody, you start saying things and then you're like, wow, I didn't realize that I felt that way.
Yeah.
Or, you know, about that this person felt this way, or that I came off this way, because you may come off a certain way and not even realize it. So, yeah, that's that.
So anyways, guys, we hope you've enjoyed it.
Yep.
We've talked about a whole bunch of weird, so most of it was celebrity, which I don't think was our first.
No,
thing.
it was the
Normally start
cat.
about
It was the cat visiting
how
his old
homes-
house.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to play like a 7 degrees of separation sometimes with some of our videos and see how you can.
Yeah.
How can you compare cats to celebrities? or childhood homes to cats to celebrities?
Yeah.
So there's, oh man, you have to-
Triple C.
Yep. So anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed it.
Oh my
Definitely
gosh.
leave us a comment below with stories that you have, whether it be a childhood home, whether it be with a celebrity, whether it be with cats, whether it be anything. We are open to your conversations. We hope that you will engage with us and actually tell us what is on your mind, good or bad. We'll listen to both.
Yeah.
We want you to be respectful.
Yeah.
But we'll still listen to you.
Check us out on Instagram at Downright Random.
Yep, and you can leave us a comment there, direct message us there.
Check out our audio podcast, so you can
Which is pretty much the same thing as this, but if you just want to listen to it,
follow us there also.
Yeah, and
everything
share
helps.
us along.
Yeah, share.
Share with family and friends. Get us out there more so we can start sharing our views with the world and make it a better place.
For you and for me.
Copyright strike. We have now been copyright striked again.
I can't help it. Every time you start saying something, either I'm going to go into a line from Home Alone or a song. It's just how my brain works.
Another topic. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace.